Guys, I want to just bring in some breaking news. We've had some tweets out from the UAE government. Mohammed bin Zayed, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, tweeting, quote, "Our authorities are going to continue developing and easing investment laws and regulations, making them more flexible to maintain our economic development. We are confident in the resilience of our national economy and its ability to navigate market fluctuations." He says he's given further directives to put plans to stimulate strategic investment sectors and to form a new committee headed by the Department of Finance with members from the Department of Economic Development and local banks to review lending options to local companies. He's also saying he's giving further directives to put plans to stimulate strategic investment sectors, to form a new committee headed by the Department of Finance, as well as talking to current officials about the economic and business climate in the UAE. The existing stimulus programs in Abu Dhabi, he says, and those launched recently by the central bank and local governments are the solid pillars that will support and protect the UAE's economic stability. That's Mohammed bin Zayed, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. Frankly, guys, that's something that I think everybody in this part of the world, and particularly across the UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, was hoping to hear from the leadership in wake of all of the ways that the coronavirus is impacting this economy, because we're not just talking about oil and gas, are we? We're talking about international travel, with Dubai being a major international travel hub as well. And frankly, a lot of questions about whether we're even going to be able to see Expo 2020 at the end of this year, given coronavirus.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just have to look at what some of the airlines, those huge Gulf carriers, of course, we're talking about Emirates, we're talking about Etihad, have been already saying about the demand story and also about staff, whether or not people are going to be going in to work, given the cuts that we are seeing to capacity, the flights that we've seen halted as well between parts of the region as well, particularly into places like Saudi Arabia as well from the GCC and from the UAE.
That's exactly right, Madam. What we've already seen is Saudi Arabia deciding to cancel all international flights as it tries to mitigate the impact on its own economy and on its society as a result of the coronavirus outbreak. But don't forget as well, one of the other things that we often forget when the US Federal Reserve decides to cut interest rates is that those economies, particularly those economies in the Gulf that have a currency pegged to the US dollar, also now must follow suit. So this means that Saudi Arabia and the UAE are going to have to similarly cut rates if they haven't already, and we're likely to hear more about that in the coming hours and perhaps in the coming days. Of course, those economies would welcome lower rates as well, not just to maintain price and currency stability, but also to support their own economies in this time of great crisis when it comes to the overall outlook for the global economy, and in particular the United States, which is now also battling this global health emergency.